You know, I've seen this question quite a few times across social media. If you are a neurodiverse individual, whether you're autistic, have ADHD, or something else, is it better for you to have a neurodiverse friend or a neurotypical friend? And I would usually think, is it too much to ask for both? I'm Steven from Tostemac, and for today's video, we'll briefly dive into the benefits of having a neurodiverse friend, along with the benefits of having a neurotypical friend. And then after that, I want to share my thoughts on why I think it's important to have both. Let's begin with going over the benefits of having a neurodiverse friend. And no, I am not doing this because I'm playing favorites. I'm choosing neurodiverse first because that's what I'm more familiar with. And actually, that's one of the first benefits of fellow neurodiverse friends. When we find someone with common traits or similar circumstances as we have, we may feel a sense of kinship between us and that person. Of course, I do have to point out that common traits do not always guarantee friendship. They are merely the cornerstones that you can use to build towards a friendship. Nonetheless, finding similarities between you and other people can help form those precious bonds much simpler, as you and your friend are able to get to know each other more so than an outsider looking in. Because fellow neurodiverse individuals can better comprehend each other, they are less likely to judge you or expect you to behave in a certain way. If you can find a fellow neurodiverse friend who can truly accept you and relate to some of your struggles and strife, then you can feel more at ease with being who you really are instead of pretending to be someone you're not. And on a side note, if you have to pretend to be someone you're not in order to be with someone or a group of people, then really, is it worth it? The other upside of having a fellow neurodiverse friend is that they can generally communicate with each other more easily, at least in comparison to communicating with a neurotypical. Some of you may think that some neurodiverse people, like if they're autistic or have ADHD, that these people may have struggles with communications. And in many cases, you would be right. But remember, fellow neurodiverse people are more understanding and less likely to judge. These factors in turn can take away a lot of the stress and anxiety that may go into a conversation. Even if you haven't perfected your communication skills, it'll still be okay. On another note, communication doesn't always equal talking. It could be writing a message or text messaging or Morse code or sign language or something else. These are some great benefits for having a fellow neurodiverse friend, but let's not forget, there are some great benefits for having a neurotypical friend as well. While a neurotypical might not be able to fully understand a neurodiverse, at least in comparison to another neurodiverse individual, they do generally have a good understanding on how society works in terms of like the norms, expectations, and current trends. Befriending neurotypicals can help you learn more about the society you live in, which is great for when you go to places like schools, public places, restaurants, and even the work field. Furthermore, a neurotypical friend can assist you with stepping out of your comfort zone, as you'll be exposed to different environments and experiences. Whatever special talent you may have, or whatever topic you're passionate about, if you only do what you can do, you will never be more than you are now. Great things are waiting for you outside the comfort zone, and a neurotypical friend can lend a hand in better perceiving what exactly lies out there. Yes, there is the concern that a neurotypical might not be able to accept a neurodiverse individual, but I can safely assure you from personal experience that when you find a neurotypical friend that can accept you, they will care for you just like any true friend would. Trust me. Both neurodiverse and neurotypical friends have great benefits. Although, if you ask me, whether that person is neurodiverse or neurotypical shouldn't really determine whether or not they could be your friend. As I mentioned before, common traits do not always guarantee friendship. And to be honest, by focusing on just one group of people, you're doing yourself a disservice. There is a certain speech I remember from an old sci-fi show known as Babylon 5. The speech was written by the character Jakar, and I believe the title of that speech was, "We Are One." Or, if you want to be more specific, the first edition of the Declaration of Principles. I highly recommend checking that speech out, and maybe I can add an info card right here to take you right to that video. Maybe. But there's a certain line that sticks out to me, and I believe is relevant to this particular video. And it's this. Because each voice enriches us and ennobles us, and each voice lost diminishes us. A special shout out to the sci-fi fans who actually know that show. We appreciate your viewership. Throughout our lives, we continue to meet all kinds of people, and in doing so, we learn about the world around us as well as who we really are. In a way, it's kind of like looking at different mirrors and reflections. As we continue to meet new people, we may notice a few things that we might not have noticed before and ask ourselves important questions. The questions can include, what do I like? What do I don't like? Is there something I want to change? These answers might not always be the same when you get older. Even so, that's not a bad thing. If anything, it's one of the most beautiful things about life. It's always changing, and there's always something new to explore. So whether your friend is neurodiverse or neurotypical, what matters is that they understand you, accept you, and care for you. And trust me when I say that when you find those true friends, they're gonna have such a positive impact on your life. So there you have it, the benefits of having a neurodiverse friend, the benefits of having a neurotypical friend, and why I think it's important to have both. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any other questions or concerns or want to share your own personal experience, let us know in the comment section below. On that note, it's time to end the video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you enjoy what you see, consider subscribing to Tostemac and clicking the bell icon to stay up to date in our latest videos. And until the next one, see you later.